Alright, here we got the latest film on my personal top 20 list, The Hateful Eight. Starring in this film, we have Kurt Russell,
I'm taking this woman to hell.
Jennifer Jason Leigh, no surprise, Samuel L. Jackson,
Got room for one more?
and my biggest surprise as far as performance-wise, Walt Goggins.
Now we're talking.
Out of all the character relationships in this movie, the best two, like, you can just feel that they're working really well together, is Kurt Russell and Jennifer Jason Leigh. Mainly because Kurt Russell is beating on her the whole time. It's like, wow, he's hitting a woman, but then it's kind of like, yeah, she might have deserved that a little bit. Not condoning any type of domestic violence or anything like that, but just the way that the movie plays out, you can just understand why that relationship works well together and how crazy she is and how, determined he is to get her to where he needs to get her. So
One of them fellas will kill everybody.
So Kurt Russell's character is John the Hangman, and he's different than most bounty hunters because he brings his bounties in alive because he wants to watch them be hanged and he wants to hear their neck snap. Whereas other bounty hunters, which like Major Marcus Warren, played by Samuel L. Jackson, they bring their bounties in dead because they say that if you give a desperate man, or in this case woman, enough time, then they're real dangerous. And then Kurt Russell retorts with, well, no one said work's supposed to be easy, and then Samuel L. Jackson, well, nobody said work's supposed to be that hard. They argue for a little bit, and then they hear some noise in the background, and then that's when Walt Goggins' character comes along because he's trapped because his horse froze and died. So that's when he comes onto the carriage, and then we start to get to know him a little bit. Which, like I said, it's a little weird because sometimes he's this, sometimes he's that. His character is just very broad and very vague because he's like a jack of all trades as far as personalities. Not because he's crazy or nothing like that. It's just he's very mysterious, I would have to say. Chris Mannix, which was Walt Goggins' character, since he has the most personality and the most character, he honestly, in my opinion, is the most funny. He's the most likable, but also he does some kind of despicable things or says some despicable stuff at the same time. And he also has a past that John Root the Hangman and Marquise Warren know about and they don't really like necessarily. So as they converse back and forth on their way to Minnie's Haberdashery, which is their pit stop, they get to know each other, and Ruth doesn't trust him. Marquise Warren doesn't know him as much, so he's kind of on Ruth's side because they've decided to team up. The bounty on Daisy Domergue is $10,000, and the 3 bounties Warren has equals up to 8. So they decided that they're going to work together to protect their bounties, so they got their eye on Chris Mannix. So this is why I said that those 4, they're the most important because they have the most screen time as far as alone, a little more backstory, because on the way to Minnie's Haberdashery, which is the pit stop, they actually talk about their backstories and they go in depth to kind of give each other a little idea of who each other is. Don't take anything away from the other 4 characters, Tim Roth, Damian Bashir, Michael Madsen, and Bruce Stern. They were really good. They have a lot of screen time. They have a lot of dialogue, and their characters are pretty important as well. It's almost a 3-hour movie, but with all the dialogue, you're really invested in the characters and the story and the plot, and there's a lot going on for just pretty much just talking. There is the violence towards the end like you would expect in any Tarantino film, but overall the film is done really well done. It's beautiful. The score is amazing. It's just, you hear it. I saw it in the theater and I watched it on my computer a couple times. It's very good. When it comes out, I definitely suggest you go get the Blu-ray because it's a beautiful scenery. It's definitely a great thing you want to hear. And, I don't know if it's in theaters at all right now, but if it is, definitely go check it out still. And, hey, I'll give this film an 8.9 because the dialogue is really good. There's not a lot of in-your-face, memorable dialogues as far as impactful, but the way that it's delivered, I just think it's perfection. The actors do a really great job in this movie, and it's just done really well. It's very long, but as long as you can man up and sit through it, you'll enjoy the film. So check it out. Quentin Tarantino, a great director. The Hateful Eight, good movie.